Hello. This video is a demonstration, progress report, however you call it, of my Advanced Ops JMRI Mashup subroutine. And what this thing is attempting to do is it's using JMRI as the input for an Advanced Ops layout. So you switch your layout kind of like it's Advanced Ops, but the input is coming from JMRI. Let's start here. This is my JMRI trains window. So I got 4 trains for this particular layout. We'll use the yard job. We'll build this one. And it's built. Click preview. And here's the monstrous JMRI manifest. In JMRI, you have a lot of options for how you want to format and print the manifest. But for now, you have to hard code it to look like this. And briefly, you can see there's 4 work events. There's the work here at the top, it's at the yard. Then there's the eastward switching at industry, the westward switching at industry, and finally the last work event is you dump everything back into the yard. So let's look at the layout. I think one of the not too frequently talked about strengths of Train Player is its ability to use it as a simulator. You can use it to simulate railroads that no longer exist, or maybe a model railroad that you want to build, and you can simulate the operation of that before you go through all the time and expense of building it. And in both those cases, I think JMRI offers some real strengths. It's not a slam against Advanced Ops. It's just that JMRI's got a 20-year head start on you guys, so it's really pretty powerful. It's hard to use. It's oftentimes really frustrating, at least it is for me. But if you slog through it, there's a lot of different ways you can operate your layout, and it has a lot of flexibility. So in this case, the layout we're using is the Salem, New Jersey Glassworks branch of 1915. So yeah, I know I couldn't find a more obscure place to model. So here we go. We'll start in the yard because that's where this starts. We'll zoom up on the yard. I'm going to pull open the Ops Central tab and go full screen so we have a little more room. And there we go. To begin, it's the usual stuff. H for help. The JMRI mashup has a few buttons. It's M for manifest, L for list, page up, page down, and when you want to terminate the manifest, you can press the end key. You don't really need to terminate the manifest, but it's there if you need it. On the Advanced Ops side, the Locations tab, critically important. Industries tab, don't use it. Sequence tabs, don't use it. XO cars, there's one there, but I don't use it. Switch list, I do use. Cars, super helpful to have this Cars tab in Advanced Ops. So thank you, team, for putting that in there. And we'll go back to the Switch list tab. So let's begin. Press M for manifest, and it's reading it. Takes a second. There, and now it paints the cars in an Advanced Ops style. One of the things that I'm doing that's a little bit different is I'm using the color a little bit different there. I'm not using it as XO, I'm using it for basically the action. So if the car is blue, it's a pickup. If it's red, it's a set out or respot. So when I'm switching, it just kind of helps me at a glance without looking at the exact label or reading it. I can just tell by color. It's like, oh yeah, I'm pulling this car, I'm spotting that car. Kind of speeds things up, and it helps me. Anyway, let's go over here to the Ops Central Locations tab. This is really nice. I'm really happy you guys included this. You can see on the manifest over here that I'm using the long industry names. So it's Salem Yard, JF Ayers Machine Company. These are long names, but the cars are painted with the short name version. Well, my subroutine is using this tab here, the locations, as a lookup table. So when it feeds in Salem Yard, JFA, Machine Shop, blah, 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 it looks over here, looks up and goes, oh, that's JFA. There it is right here. Boom. See, JFA Machine Company knows, oh, that's JFA. And so it paints the car JFA. It's kind of a nice thing to have. So anyway, let's move along. I'll hit page down for the next work event. And now it's the eastward switching at industry. So you can see the cars now in the yard are a subset of the original group of pull cars. And out here on the eastward facing, or the eastward moves, you can see the cars that are going back to the yard. We'll zoom up here. Cars that are going back to the yard, painted Y for yard. That's scraps getting pulled, blah, blah, blah. This is westward facing, so it's not painted because it's not part of this work event. Also on the manifest, I added a little summary stuff down here. So it's work event 2 of 4, just so you know where you are. It's pretty easy to get confused, at least it is for me. And it says 4 cars to pick up, 5 cars to set out, and 1 car to respot. So let's move along. We'll hit page down, and it clears that and paints the next group of cars for the westward move. Now, when you're building your train in the yard, I find this useful because now you can block your cars. You can grab all your east cars, put them into one block, grab all your west cars, put them into one block. Then when you go out on the road, your cars are blocked for the industry that you're using. You don't have some on the end and some in the beginning and some in the middle, and all your cars are together. So it makes it easier to build your train so when you deliver it to switching. And here's one feature I thought I'd show you. If you hit page up, boom, it goes backwards. So you can rewind the manifest. So now I'm at 2 of 4. So after you block your cars for 3, you need to go back to 2 to see what it is you're picking up and spotting. You can do that. And page down again, and there you go, yard. And so at a glance, when you're out here at industry, you can see all the cars here in the industry chart. Let me move this over a little bit. You can see all the cars in industry that are getting pulled to the yard. See, so there's one of the team tracks is staying behind, but generally everything's going. So again, it kind of helps you plan your event to look ahead a little bit. So page up to move back. And one more thing I wanted to point out is loads. Right here on my manifest, the first column is pickup, the second column is car, and then the third column is load. Well, if you coordinate how you type in your load in JMRI with what Train Player wants to see as a load, this subroutine will also properly load the car. Like, for example, here's some with coal, here's a flat car with lumber, and the closed top loads have a list of whatever the commodity is that's inside of them. So this is where I'm at so far. I've switched with it a little bit. It's a lot of fun. So thank you for your time and watching this.